So the people who were working here were working 6 days a week, so they only had Sundays off. So it's really a pressure cooker here, working here. A lot of people were working really long hours, also those 6 days. So social life was basically parties on Saturday and then like going hiking on Sunday. They really had to make their own entertainment. They had dance groups, they had square dancing and other dance groups. They would play music, they would have parties, they would go hiking, they would go to Bandelier. So it's a lot of like entertainment at home and then like going out into nature.
New Mexico, of course, is a nuclear state. I mean, it started here and it continues on here. As I stated earlier, we don't have any plants here, but a lot of our funding for scientific research with Sandia Labs, with Los Alamos, those kind of things, have come from that nuclear arena. So the reason the National Museum of Nuclear Science and History is here in New Mexico is because of the huge impact nuclear has had on New Mexico. We see that in being able to take these high-level scientists that we have, like say at Sandia, that we have at Los Alamos, and use this brain power that we have in other fields, such as other types of energy, things like that. And so that revenue comes in where you have the mines, you have the revenue, and so New Mexico is able to profit from that. So New Mexico has gotten a lot of favorable political moves because of nuclear being here, and so New Mexico is generally a very poor state, and so us being able to use that revenue has definitely helped New Mexico.
So before the Manhattan Project, this area there was some Native Americans living here, but basically this was there was a ranch house down the street that was a resort for people that wanted to play cowboy. Rich kids would come out and ride horses and whatnot, but that was the only thing that was here. And so when they decided to put the Manhattan Project together, and they picked this place because of its remote location, they had to build everything, and they were in a hurry. So they were just throwing at buildings haphazardly. You look at the pictures, like the roads don't make any sense. I mean, they didn't have sewer systems. It was a mess, right? So that was the first sort of wave of buildings. And it was just a rush. Let's get the bomb made. Okay, so then the bomb gets made. So at that point, a lot of people thought, okay, well, that's it. We did it. Time to go home. And then later what happens is people realize, oh, actually, we have to keep making these bombs and making them better because now the Soviet Union has the bomb. So they had to start reorganizing all of the structures that were here. And where we're sitting now used to be, you would not have been able to come here back in 1945. You would have been stopped up the hill and no civilians were allowed in here. And they realized this is not a good place. Like if you need scientists and their families to live here, you can't have everybody going through a military checkpoint every day. So then what they decided to do is let's take all the important secret stuff and we're going to move it to the other side of town and we're going to open up this area for civilians. So right now, like everything around out here is, houses and whatnot. People can live here. So there's like basically two waves. There was the first wave of immediate construction, let's get the thing built. And then once they realized, oh, this is going to be a lab that's going to last a long time, then they kind of tore down those quick buildings they threw up and they moved everything and they divided the town to a civilian part, which we call downtown, and what we call behind the fence, which is like the secret part.